much. I love you so much. I love you so much.
Hello, all you positive heads out there. Thanks for tuning your beautiful brainwaves into another episode of the Positive Head Podcast, where we are firmly convinced that creating success and happiness is rooted in understanding the ultimate nature of reality and the fact that as human beings, we are all immensely powerful fractals of the one and only source consciousness which creates and animates all things. After years of exploring this awe-inspiring truth on this podcast, I'm super excited to announce that we are now going even deeper down the rabbit hole on the new late-night style consciousness-elevating talk show called Optimystic, which features none other than you, the listeners. Optimystic is taped out of the epic spaceship-esque 8-bedroom property we call the Mystic Manor that myself and the rest of the Optimystic crew now navigate reality from in Venice Beach, California. And you are invited to come experience a Mystic Manor immersion week with us. During your week-long stay, you'll enjoy unique workshops, chef-prepared meals, one-on-one time coaching and consulting with me, and even co-creating magic with me as a guest on both Optimystic and an episode of the Positive Head podcast. When I started this, my aim with these immersive retreats was to facilitate the ultimate spiritual upgrade and tune-up, so to speak, for our guests while providing them with one of the most memorable experiences of their lives. And I'm happy to say that as of this recording, every guest at the end of their trip so far has told me that they have had a profound and transformational experience at the Mystic Manor and that they definitely want to come back. All that being said, we only have a limited number of spots available between now and next July. And as of this recording, about half of those spots are already filled. So if there's any part of you that is screaming, yes, I want to come, I feel like I need to be there, go now and book a slot with me to discuss how we can put our heads together and make it happen at calendly.com/talkwithbrandon. I know for some people, there is also that little voice in their head saying, why not? I can't get off work. I can't afford it, and on and on and on. But, really, Henry Ford, I think, said it best. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. And I'm confident that where there's a will, there's a way. And I'm personally committed to doing everything in my power, including discounts and payment plans, to get you here if it is something that truly feels like a huge yes for you energetically and like you're meant to be here. Once again, the link to book time to discuss with me is calendly.com/talkwithbrandon. That's spelled calendly.com/talkwithbrandon. All one word, of course. And book in some time and look forward to seeing you soon here at the Mystic Manor. All right, all you positive heads. Here we go again. My name's Brandon. It's nice to meet you guys. Sometimes I feel like they're hearing Erica so much these days. What about me? Have you guys forgotten me out there? I don't think you have. I brought my crew with me today to remind you if you need reminding. I have a bunch of incredible souls here with me. I have Dawn, I have Nick, I have Monica, I have little lady extraordinaire, the pink bunny, Mia here as well. And there's other folks floating around. Who knows? Maybe they'll jump in too. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Aloha. So, you know what we're going to do. We're going to share a little bit about this week here at the Mystic Manor. It's been a good one. And it's still going. It's still growing. We have Halloween party tonight. We have Lizzie Locke coming to share some of her magic in a workshop tonight. We've got the live taping tomorrow. And so these Friday shows, if it's the first time and you've never heard this, these guys are brave enough to come and spend a week here at the Mystic Manor where we're shooting the new show Optimystic, and they're going to be a part of that tomorrow evening for the live taping. which we haven't released yet. We'll be releasing very soon in November, it looks like. I'll start releasing episodes. But yeah, you can learn more at optimystic.tv if you want to see the trailer, etc. But anyway, so you fellow Optimistics this week, how are you all? Who wants to share a little about their experience so far this week? I bet Dawn is going to be first.
Yeah, you know what? I'm feeling a little optimistic today.
You are feeling optimistic today. Dawn just freestyled like the most amazing song, and maybe we can talk him into even playing it at the end. Who knows? He's not exactly shy.
Aloha, beautiful beings. Wow, I'm so grateful to be here at the Mystic Manor. It's just a vortex of wonder, creation, and just it's such a pleasure to wake up feeling inspired and being surrounded by such unique individuals that are just constantly reflecting and radiating beauty and wonder and awe. So much amazing workshops and activations that have just elevated my spirit on such deep levels. And besides that, it's just cool to share this experience with people that are real. Like it feels so, I feel so connected and so human, just, you know, chilling on a beanbag, like cuddling
Lots of beanbags.
Cuddling with Brandon and all of the crew, and it's just it's leveling up and having fun at the same time. And it's magic, and that's how I feel.
Wow.
The whole experience.
Well, you're pretty shiny and magical, so it didn't take a lot to, like, you know, pull it out of you, that's for sure. Yeah. Who else wants to share a little tidbit?
I'll go. Hey everyone out there. This is Nick.
Saint Nick.
So happy to be here. So grateful to be here. The Mystic Manor is quite the vortex. Yeah, I came into this week at a bit of a transition point for my life. So this week and taking time to relax and go within and do some work has been much needed. And yeah, just the dose of positivity and 3D-ness that I needed. You know, I feel like, and I'm sure many of us out there, you know, I'm lucky enough to be in Los Angeles. I'm pretty local. I live a couple minutes away, so it was super easy for me to get here. But I can imagine, you know, if you're out there and you're tuned into this message, you know, just know that you're not alone. Just know that you're not, that there are people who live this way, who live and breathe it every day, and it's awesome. It's fucking magical. Yeah. Excuse me. So that's, I mean, for me, that's what I need. I just need to be around people who have made the choice within their own heart and souls to live in high vibration and strive for that, reach for that in every day and in every interaction, use every moment and every person that they meet as an opportunity to learn and grow and expand, and just know that that's out there, that people are doing it, and it's beautiful and it's awesome, and it's so cool to come together and to meet with others who have made that same choice, and to see everybody blossoming and growing and stepping into their highest selves, stepping into their highest timeline now. Yeah. And then just to watch, just to sit back and watch. Like yesterday we were walking back from picking out some costumes at this awesome magical thrift store, and we were stopped next to this lovely plant, and this beautiful like queen monarch butterfly just came and was literally flying circles around us, drinking the nectar from this lovely flower right there, and we were all like, whoa. And she was just flying around, just to watch the magic unfold around you and appreciate every moment. Yeah. And it's been so nice. So thank you guys so much.
I'm really, you know, one of the most challenging things here for me has been integrating the guests that come, and you know, by the time they leave, it feels like they're such a part of this place, because they are, each and every one of you. Past alumni, shout out, I love you all. And so what's cool about you, Nick, is you're right down the street, so you have no excuse not to like be a part of the Mystic Manor magic on an ongoing basis, and bring your sound. I still haven't even seen a sound healing experience from you. So, you know, we do a lot of, not only do we curate workshops for these guys here in-house, but then there's a lot of like ancillary workshops that are starting to happen here. So, you know, like tonight there's one, and there was a cacao ceremony a couple nights ago that was super powerful and heart expansive. So, you know, Nick, you know, doing some sound healing with your amazing bowl setup is a must.
Yeah. All right. Yes, please.
Yes, please. Magical Monica, how are you?
Good. Hello, everybody. Well, this week has been extremely transformative, and a lot of the reason I wanted to come, well, I've been listening to the show now for like a year and a half, and shout out to Gosha, my friend that showed me the show, and just there's been various reasons why I wanted to support and just give back in an energetic way, because it's helped me so much. Positive Head has helped me so much in just my journey of loving myself more deeply. And this week specifically, I just feel like I was in a lot of more receiving mode, because back in Vegas, I helped curate a lot of conscious events with my organization. So I just wanted that time of recentering, of just being seen within myself and just accepting and being open to receiving, as Dawn loves to say.
Yes.
So, and I just, it's been beautiful. And I think the highlight has been the cacao ceremony for me.
Oh, yeah.
Ayla and Asiera, a beautiful couple, and the way that they just take you on a journey through the cacao, and not just the cacao ceremony, just all of it with the music, the curtain style type of ceremony that they do. And it was just, again, so beautiful to experience community while you're going through some healing. I realized a lot of reasons within my own self where I still feel unseen within me, despite me being such a community figure back home, and just seeing where I'm holding myself back still. And again, this experience helped me to understand that, and just I thought about my inner child a lot during that process, and just showing her love and knowing that she's always been enough, and that she will always be enough. And so I'm just really grateful. I'm grateful because I've already had it in my mind that in the new year, I am going to be stepping more into learning how to work with people and one-on-one, and doing more coaching.
Cool.
So this has definitely helped me to get, it's going to help me get to that. So yeah, that's
beautiful.
Very grateful.
Why don't you real quick tell everyone about your work and what you're doing?
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Thank you. So back in Vegas, I lead an organization called the Love Yourself Foundation. And so it's pretty much that. We're promoting self-love and the ripple effect that has, and building better communities, and ultimately a better relationship with Earth. My background was first in environmental science, and just through my own mental health journey, I realized that it's not just about, changing our habits. Our habits with the things that we use is important for the environment, but more importantly, it's a bigger issue of looking within and understanding that a lot of the environmental reasons that we're currently experiencing is also just a lack of love and compassion in the world. And again, shout out to Brandon for he featured a while ago this environmentalist Charles Eisenstein, and the fact that he was an environmentalist saying similar things that I had realized on my own journey was so affirming. And so I just love, anytime I get a chance to talk about Charles Eisenstein, I do it, because I think he's doing incredible work.
He's definitely a next level Jedi.
Yeah.
That guy. Yeah, I got to spend some time with him in Costa Rica a couple years ago. And super, super smart, wise soul, that one.
Aw, so much gratitude.
So much gratitude. Guess who's up? Me.
Hi, everyone. Oh, my goodness. It's so trippy to be on the podcast that I've been listening to, all year. So, wow, such an honor. Wow, I'll probably be listening to this later being like, what the heck, that's me?
I know, right?
So basically, I really loved Dawn's description of the Mystic Manor. I've had a very similar experience to just this magical vortex. The amount of synchronicities that have happened here so far have been astronomical. And I also came here, like Nick, out of very transformational, transitional period in my life. This year has pretty much been the start of my spiritual journey. and I've been shedding a lot. I've not only gone through one, but two very impactful breakups this year, and one was only a month ago. So I am just like completely finding myself right now, and this week has been the most impactful week of my life. And I just feel like completely upgraded. And it's just been so amazing, and I've made the most beautiful connections here. And I love everyone so much. Like, it really is a family. And yeah, I'm getting really emotional right now because it's just really intense.
It is a lot, right? And there's so much love.
Yeah.
There's so much heart expansiveness. And there is, because it is such a vortex, you know, things come up. Blockages come up for people. You know, it's like, it can be a bit of a roller coaster.
Yeah, so I think my biggest thing is like shedding my skin and like becoming my higher self. And that's what this week has really like helped me with. And I'm kind of like in an integration period now of like accepting this new amazing life. Yeah,
I love that. And you're so vulnerable and amazing, and all of you are just such beautiful reflections. And that's really how I think of it. And the intention that I set is like, okay, I know, you know, it's pretty much all people that have been listening to this show, either relatively recently or for, you know, people that have listened to all 1,000+ episodes, you know, have been here. And so I know that they're really all close soul family, everyone who steps through this door. It's like there's a soul contract between us for if you come here. And you're a pillar of what this place represents in the world. And whatever Optimystic, the new show, will do, it's like you guys have helped to curate and get it off the ground by wanting to come and be a part of this. And so that's so special to me. But I really have set the intention that it's like, okay, everyone who's here, I know it's a really close, you know, on the same branch in the infinite, you know, eternal tree of life. We're all like leaves blowing in the wind, and this magnificent, you know, source is all one, but we happen to be leaves right next to each other on that you know, a particular branch, right? And so, you know, I really want it to be a celebration for everyone who walks through the door. Like, okay, whatever this show is represented in your life, or whatever I've represented in your life, this is you calling in more of that, and you graduating into like this, like the way we're living here is wild and beautiful and creative and inspirational. And everyone who comes to the door, this is like your invitation to say, this is now my new life. And you go back to where, you know, you're home, but now I'm bringing part of this magic with me. I am you know, infected with this same magic and meant to kind of spread it out into the world. And that's really, you know, it's really been happening. I feel strongly, and I'm just so happy that it's happening that way, because that was such a strong intention. You know, you guys are all like, it's like, congratulations, you made it. You're a vibrational match, and you made it into this like playground. And you know, everyone out there listening is the same thing. I mean, you're all such close vibrational matches. If you think about all of the things vying for your attention energetically, I mean, we have more media than we've ever had on the planet, and it's like, it's overwhelming. And here you are listening to this little show, relatively, you know, comparatively to other things out there, and it's because we're just like all soul brothers and sisters, you know, walking each other home, right? Who has something to share that is like just been maybe a challenge in their life, or just a general share? I mean, you've got your soul pod is out there listening. What do you have to share? Who has something to share?
I have something.
I bet you do.
So this, like, you reminded me of this from what you just said, is because I've heard you say that on the podcast before, and I've
never repeated myself on this podcast ever. I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, just last week, I was listening to you pretty much saying that same thing, and I remember thinking, like, you know, in my soul, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's true. Like, I'm about to go to this, like, I am a vibrational match, like, all this stuff, but then also having this insecure, thoughts in my head being like, oh, but everyone else who's going is so much, like, more spiritual than me, or there's so much, like, I feel called to do this, but I don't know if I will be like good enough or like accepted. And I'm sure that's not a uncommon feeling.
Yeah.
Like just wanting to fit in and feeling like, you know, especially because what everyone talks about here is so profound. You know, like hearing all the guests talk about, whoa, we all connected so deeply and this and that. And then my brain would go like, oh, I hope I have that too. And like, what if I don't? And like getting worried about that. But it's like, no, like if you feel it in your heart, then like you're meant to come and like you will be accepted here. Like everyone is
so worthy.
Yeah, everyone is so beyond worthy.
Beyond worthy.
So
yes.
like being here has really just like affirmed to me my self-worth and like made me feel so confident and accepted. Like I don't think I'm ever going to question that again.
Oh, wow.
And I don't want anyone out there to question.
I mean, so much of what we're doing here is living in unconditional love. We're grounding the frequency of unconditional love into everyday practical 3D life. You know, everybody that comes in, everybody's still has jobs and still has, you know, still gotta eat, still gotta make your bed. Like, you know, the 3D world is there, you know, that's what we signed up for.
Yeah.
Right.
Be in 3D. You know, none of those things go away, but it's just, the shift is in the mind and the heart and the spirit to embody unconditional and really just accept. And the flip side of that is to really put yourself out there authentically.
Yep.
And I think just the more that we can do that in every little way, in every day and every moment, it just shines that light, the beacon even stronger, you know, for those around us to say, hey, you know, how am I, like, in what areas of my life am I not, you know, embodying this frequency of unconditional love?
Right.
You know, whatever. And man, and all the many different reflections and forms that takes is just so beautiful to watch unfold. But
absolutely.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Oh, what a wonderful share. You guys are like a good group. And you do the podcast every day? Wow. So, yeah, you know, Mia, it was really cool. Like, you know, day one, you shared that with me. And you sharing your vulnerability. And, of course, you vlog. And maybe you want to tell people where to find you if they want to see. Because she's been, you know, tracking her whole journey here, which is going to come out on her YouTube page. Why don't you tell them real quick so that they can see all that? Because it shows her before and after, and she asked questions of herself before she got here that she's then going to answer after, and I thought that was like the smartest, most clever thing ever. And I'm so excited to see your responses, you know, after you go home and finish the video and upload it.
Thank you.
But,
yeah, you can find my YouTube channel by searching Mia Arrosa. That's ARROSA on YouTube. And
so MIA ARROSA.
yes.
Cool. Yeah, that's yeah, that was really you sharing that with me. It's like vulnerability is such a superpower, and you have displayed that over and over again. And it's just like every time, it's like that is the way that we actually connect with people. You know, that creates instant connection. So I bet you I know there's been a lot of people that walk through the doors like, oh my gosh, I'm going to this place. Am I cool enough? Am I good enough? Am I too old? I've heard that one. You know, am I? And it's like,
am I too young?
Am I too young for you? Yeah. And it's like, and each and every time I've watched those ideas like just completely dissolve as you step into this container of unconditional love. And that's really what we want to all create in our own lives and at our workplace, at our, you know, in our friend group. Like spreading that energy is what is going to save in the world. I mean, we're all so worthy. It's just, it's incredible to when you really
Definitely.
tap into someone's potential and their heart and just truly see them. And
I think it's so it's important, like, I guess, you know, when stepping into authenticity and been having a lot of stuff for me at least coming up around purpose and you know, okay, cool, you're here, welcome to Earth, great, what are you gonna do? You know, that means so many different things to so many different people. And I know so many people that have circled through are teachers of sorts or communicators or bringers together to establish the community, which has been a huge foundation. But I also think there's really important work and maybe if you're hearing this message, like, we have a new Earth to build, guys. Like, we gotta build. Like, we need to create. We need to really create. We did the beautiful work with Kimboda, teaching Dr. Joe Dispenza's, and the big concept that I took from those teachings was just the idea of think bigger than yourself. Think big. You need to be able to think and create, and that's your creation. You know, it starts in your mind. Plant the seed in your own mind to create outside of what you already have or what already exists. And I feel like in so many ways we're doing that with our world, our infrastructure, our governments. You know, just the very way we relate to Pachamama, Mother Earth, and our resource. Like, the whole thing is taking new form, and it's just a lot of work. And we need people we need boots on ground, people that are holding this energy and moving forward with actual practical projects, you know, to really put this stuff out there. And there are plenty of people and companies and organizations that do this, you know, but you know, it's now like, if that just sparked something for you, like take those steps. There's so many projects that need help, and so many you know, aligned divine efforts, you know, that are moving, that just need more boots on the ground. So it's go time, guys.
I relate to you so much. The challenge that I had coming in was I really wanted to step into my power of sharing myself, and I was observing how I was, and you know, at first I was kind of judging myself for offering my gift. Like, some thoughts would come up: am I good enough? Like, what if I make a mistake? Like, these people are so cool. Like, how do I match on that level? And then you know what? The practices, like the meditations, the affirmations we've been doing, has been so helpful in realizing that I have a gift to offer. I have a unique gift to offer, and everyone here has a unique gift to offer. To yourself, to your family, to your community, to your world. And it's been beautiful to see every single person in this house bloom and see them radiating this love and this connection, and be it from sound healing to vulnerability and connecting deeply, to sharing laughs and jokes, or meditations, and affirming each other that we all have a piece of this puzzle to create this beautiful, magnificent masterpieces. And together we're also a work in progress, still developing, still blooming, still flowering into the beauty that is.
Man, you guys are good. Keep going. Sorry. Keep going.
So, wherever you are on your journey, know that within you is something waiting to bloom, to expand, to an offering for all.
Yes. And you know what I got from that? Man, you guys are so inspirational. Wow. You know, what I got from that is there's enough room for everyone. Like in the new earth that you're referring to, Nick, there's enough room for everyone. There's people out there actually listening and think, wow, that's so great and cool, and I wish I could participate. I wish there was some, you know, just being you is the greatest gift. That's the greatest gift you ever gave or could ever give. It's just your simple presence and showing up. And I've been saying this a lot lately. It's like and I keep going back to repeating these things always, and I always will, to just burn them into our brains and minds and hearts. Like this perspective of the amount of choices that had to happen, events that had to happen for each and every one of you listening, each and every one of us sitting here to actually be here. The amount of, billions of years of, stars that were born, had their young adulthood, their teenage years equivalent, midlife, death, exploded outwards. Those atoms then found their way through all this fire and, this infinite cosmos to reform and come up out of the ground as your ancestors 100,000 years ago, hundreds of thousands of years ago, when modern man climbed up out of the earth, essentially, in the dirt, and then scraping their way to survive and living to like 30 years old and, barely making it and going left instead of right. And, this had to happen. This grandma had to be at the watering hole 3,000 years ago at that exact moment, or you wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And And this is you are the culmination of the best that the universe has to offer. The pinnacle of its evolution is you. Yeah. Each and every one of you listening, each and every one of us sitting here. Yeah. That's how magical and special you are. And if you're ever talking small to yourself and saying, I'm not good enough, I don't have a gift, you are the gift. Like, then whatever comes beyond that is just like icing on the cake. You know?
This extra flowers. Keep blooming.
Right.
2 dozen roses.
Right.
Yeah, awesome. I love what Abraham says about the leading edge. She talks about being the leading edge of creation, and to me it means, the leading edge is the thoughts of the minds of the conscious beings on planet Earth. Like that is the collective leading edge, right? Yeah. All of the new being created first in the mind, then in 3D, right? As manifested through effort and intention, and collaboration with others in community.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things. Yeah, she says that all the time. You are, the brave souls who are stepping into brand new ground of co-creation and possibility. Like, we don't know exactly what's going to happen because this is the edge of what is possible. Like everything that's happening behind the scenes, in other dimensions and so forth and so on. It's like to support this important work that's happening here, where we're literally like crossing boundaries that we haven't crossed before into merging, manifestation, powers, and because I think about it like this, like on the other side, we all think of being like disembodied, like balls of light or, ghost-like or whatever, and you think something and it's instant. You talk telepathically, well, that dimension is merging with this one, so the time between manifestations is getting shorter. You're starting to see these two are getting married, and it's integrating these two, like in some ways very different worlds, are coming together. The veil is thinning. Here we are as of this recording, it's like Samhain, it's Halloween, which is known for the time the veil is the thinnest between this and the next dimension. And who knows what can come through, what's going to pop through, right?
So much coming through. I have a theory.
I like theories.
My theory is, because there's so many people that are, our planet is in crisis, right? And I think that's largely not so debated anymore, although there are pockets of debate out there, but largely, our planet's in crisis. Just here in LA this week, there were fires. We've had wildfires, and they're getting closer and closer to the city. And a lot of people are looking for any kind of externals, like, what do we need to do? What do we need to change? That, looking outside at a collective level, there's a lot of efforts to looking outside. We're even sending people to Mars, while I'm totally in favor of space exploration, but that is, another little metaphor for us, continuing to reach out. My theory is that we have everything we need. And yes, there are a lot of people on Earth, but we need everybody. We need everybody. And if you're here, my theory is that as everybody steps into their authentic calling, whatever that may be, the pieces will just fall into place. Like a jigsaw puzzle, everyone will just start landing where they need to be and showing up with the work that they need to do. And for some people, that's being curators of community, like yourself, Brandon, or many of us here. For others, like some people get stoked on accounting. We need bookkeepers.
Yeah, heck yeah.
We need people that
add some zeros to mine, please.
Every walk of life, whatever is in your flow, whatever is blissful to you, like
right.
Absolutely.
Do it more. Bring it forward.
And I just wanted to note too, Bradley yesterday, Brandon's son, it was great. He led a Scorpio ritual.
Oh yeah, all these Scorpios around here during Scorpio season.
And we were talking about the darkness, and a lot of us, we get scared talking about it sometimes. And I know in my own mental health journey, I used to be afraid of facing it, and I went through a period where I had a lot of panic attacks. I had 5 significant ones 2 years ago, and that was probably the scariest part of my life. But through that, I was able to understand myself on a deeper level and recalibrate. And through it, I really had to go back to the drawing board. I was like, man, what do I like to do? I remember writing it down, and I was like, okay, I like bringing people together. I like bringing people for a cause, and through that exploration, in my darkest of moments, the Love Yourself Foundation was born.
Yes.
And so even though, of course, I look back, I'm still I'm a lot better now. I don't thankfully have the panic attacks anymore. But it just, if you're going through these attacks, I'm sure more people listening have either dealt with them or currently are. The best medicine is just being with yourself and knowing that it's really, yes, others helping you through it is important and feeling like you're supported, but really the support, mine didn't stop until I gave myself that support.
Wow.
So just know, like, if you're going through a really dark time right now, it'll get better, and just be patient and compassionate to yourself when you're going through it.
You know, what comes up for me when you say that is instantly I got the vision of a seed being planted deep in the soil, right? The seed is in the darkness. And if you are in that place, that's because there's something really beautiful that wants to bloom out of it. And if you can tap into that when you're going through it, and then instead of resisting it or something's wrong with me, or, you know, like Matt Kahn says, whatever arises, love that.
Yeah.
You know, now here I am, I'm deep in the darkness, and I'm going to love myself here. I'm going to, and knowing it is not going to last forever. And what you accept, you move through. What you resist, persists. So accepting it, loving it, knowing that, oh wow, so if it's hurting this much right now, I can only imagine the beautiful bloom that is going to come out of that. You know, it's like the rose, the symbol of all love. It has the thorns on it, right? Like the rose, they say, is the highest vibration. You know, and but there's thorns. It's like we live in the realm of duality. You can't know the beauty without that contrast, that challenging part. And you signed up for it so that you can come through it. And then when you're out on the other side, you're not just like, hey, you can talk about it theoretically. Like, you lived it. You walked that line, and that's how brave and bold you are. That's how brave your soul. You know, they say there's a lot of souls that never even like will incarnate in this dimension. I've heard a lot of people who, like, you know, have lots of multidimensional conversations and interaction. You know, like, there's a lot of souls that are like, you guys are nuts that go and experience that. You're like the brave ones. You're the adventuresome ones, and that's why one of the reasons is like just the fact that you showed up here. You're like a badass. You know.
Yeah. And I just want to add on to that, because for me, like, a big part of my journey, I heard a lot of these messages and like the discussion, but I always wondered, like, on some level, like, am I doing it wrong? Like, where is rubber meeting road in terms of loving yourself? Like, bringing self-love into the depths of a really difficult moment. You know, you're hurting.
Yeah.
Like, what does it mean to love yourself when you're hurting? And to me, to me, what it ended up being is really even just noticing is enough. Even just noticing and the practice. You know, that's where sort of meditation and yoga and some of these, you know, more traditional teachings, you know, to me, it took shape, and just bringing awareness to, like, hey, I'm not doing too hot right now. You know, I'm hurting. Because if you know, whatever, and let the story run out as long as it needs to, but. And then to just come back to that and to acknowledge yourself, and that's sort of where self-soothing can begin and should begin, needs to begin. Dawn and I were talking about this yesterday, but something that's been coming up for me lately is this mantra of I reserve my right to decide for myself what's right for me. I deserve my right to decide. You know. If, you know, when push comes to shove, like, I trust my judgment. I'm gonna bestow upon myself that right that, you know. If I've considered everything and made a decision, so this isn't good for me, or, you know, whatever that might be, but I get to choose. At the end of the day, in my mind, in my heart, I get to choose. And then honoring that, and whatever that means to you in the moment. You know, if that's, hey, I'm feeling awful today and I don't feel like doing anything, I'm gonna order pizza and watch TV and pass out. Like, great. Listen to your body, do it. Honor yourself. Try again tomorrow. You know, try to pick yourself up tomorrow. You know, and just keep moving forward. You know?
Yeah, absolutely, man. And, you know, one of the things that just on this week's interview, we talked about depression and, you know, dealing with this sort of stuff, and he talked a lot about using breath. And I know you lead breath work, so like, that's just one of the things. Like, if you can just, you know, really focus on your breath when you're feeling those pains, those that hurt, you know, it's a great way to sort of help to, you know, I like to think of it like, you know, if you're anxious or whatever, and you pay attention, you're going to be breathing shallow. If you change your state and start breathing really deeply and intentionally, and as he talked about with the soft belly, and like, then it's going to actually change. It changes your state. It changes your biology. It changes the chemicals being released. It's like a superpower that we're not using. And I like to think of it symbolically, like if I'm breathing shallow, my capacity is very little, right? If I'm breathing deeply, that's reflective of how much I can hold, you know, and moving and also focusing on moving from your head down to your heart. Because a lot of times if you're feeling really anxious and whatever, you're really lost in your head. Yeah. And if you can focus, think about it, we all think of ourself up here, you know, in this region. Well, really your heart is your most intelligent part of your whole being. That's where the soul connects. And like, so if you move your awareness as you're deep breathing, just think of like, you know, your awareness moving into your heart, and now all of a sudden you'll feel an opening and an expansion that makes it easier to move through.
I heard a beautiful thing talking about breath, and you know, breath. It's interesting how often, or in how many different traditions, breath is a primary tool in, you know, in some form or some part. A lot of times, along with music and movement, but breath is an interesting one because we all have that capacity to breathe. And the saying that I heard that really opened it for me was that breath is the only involuntary bodily function that we have conscious control over. You can't consciously beat your heart.
Yeah.
You can't consciously digest or excrete stomach enzymes. And you can control your breath.
Yeah.
And in doing so, like the breath is a portal, a gateway, a bridge between worlds, or biologically, scientifically, a bridge between the nervous systems. Right. Between your reactive nervous system and your conscious nervous system. So by bringing more intention to your breath, you allow yourself space to be more intentional with everything else.
It's brilliant.
You know, with your actions, with your thoughts. Yeah.
Cool. You know, another thing that I that comes up for me too is this idea of like, you know, food, water, breath are like the most important things to our survival, right? And experiencing this 3D reality. And well, you can go like 40 days without food, and you still have to pay for it at this point on the planet. I mean, for the most part, you know, unless you go foraging, you know, it is possible for the most part. It's, you know, we live in this monetary based economy where we need to like go and buy it. And you can go 40 days without it. You can go like 4-ish days without water. It's, you know, being sold everywhere now. You can go only about 4 minutes max, you know, once again, give or take, but without breathing. And it's free. That's the abundance that's still everywhere, that they haven't figured out a way to charge us for it yet. Yeah, right. So, you know, it's the most powerful, the one that, you know, you can, you know, 40 days versus 4 days versus 4 minutes. Yeah. That's a big difference. And
444.
Yeah, 4444. There it is. And that's a whole nother story. Mia walked in with a 444 tattoo on her forearm, and I have forearm. Oh, that's so good. And I have like a wild 444 story. I'm pretty sure I've told it at some point on the podcast in the past as it was unfolding. So we knew we were cosmically connected from that moment. But
did she tell you yesterday? Sorry to interrupt, but when we were talking about her tattoo and 444, and it was 444 as we were in my car driving to go thrift shop.
Of course it was.
And it was 444, talking about 444, and then this cab drives by, and the taxi number was the local area code, and then all fours was the phone number.
Wow.
That's a 10. That's a 10.
It's wild. Yeah. The 444 is like supposedly the angelic frequency, and you know, I had a crazy like angelic communication to do with it years ago, twice in a row, and then like I started meeting people who were having like it's just another way that those veils are thinning and communicating, you know, across dimensions to us. And so someone back there could probably find, I don't know if you search the Positive Head archives and you search 444, I don't even know it depends on what the description was written as at the time. But if 444 was written in it, you could probably find it, you know. Someone out there maybe will go peel through and find it, you know. Just go listen to all 1,050 episodes. You'll come across it.
Listen to episode 444.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe. Yeah, right. Exactly. That's
actually, that was the first episode I listened to.
Was it?
No way.
And you know what it was about?
What?
Wait, no, it was 44.
Oh, okay.
Because usually 444 is my number, but for some reason, you know, on your website, how it's like pick a random episode.
The universe game.
I just was like 444. Mm-hmm. And it was the episode about people who have like lost contact for a while, but then like reconnected in like very like cosmically aligned ways.
Interesting.
And it was like really interesting because that's how like me and Dawn, like we met at Beloved last year, and then like we reconnected with this like Mystic Manor. So it was like really interesting. That was the first episode I listened to because I felt like we were like reconnecting, and then of course I've reconnected with like everyone here that I'm like cosmically tied to. So that was the first episode I listened to.
Here's an interesting like meet like people bring together. I met you for the first time at last year's event, Abundance Halloween.
Oh, it was a Halloween too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, you're probably right. And tonight, what do you think's happening? Where do you think we're going? Globe Theater tonight. If you're in LA area, come to Abundance. Chris Jackson, who's a regular contributor, used to be on like all the time as a co-host. It's his event, so he runs Grateful Generation. Wow, this has been a fun episode, you guys. You are all such incredible and beautiful reflections. I am so inspired by each and every one of you. So, I know I've had done some level of inspiring your life, and you're inspiring mine. I mean, literally hearing each of you talk so eloquently and vulnerably, and like it's just such proof that we all have the magic. You know what I mean? It's for some, it's maybe in singing a song. For others, it's just in being their presence. For some, it's how the incredible food that they can prepare and nourish others' bodies with. I mean, there's you have so many. If you haven't even identified your gifts, know that you have so many latent gifts that are waiting to be explored, and it starts with you loving yourself where you're at right now. That is the path to those things being able to bloom through the soil and come up for the world to admire and marvel at. I think we got a little more for you here. Our good buddy Dawn Stefan has he decided in his creative genius self and his inspired state to just start freestyling an ode to the Mystic Manor and the new show Optimystic. And by the way, our hashtag for the new show is We Are Optimistic. So if you want to find Instagram or whatever. This is Dawn's inspirational rendition. You're going to get live and direct here right now, everyone. We Are Optimistic. This is Dawn Stefan. Love you all so much. Dawn, take it away, my friend.
We start the day with meditation. Oh, we're feeling the sensation, yeah. Elevating the vibrations. Another celebration, oh yeah. La la. Ooh, yeah. Are you feeling optimistic? Are you feeling optimistic? I'm a lover on a mission, yeah. I'm a lover on a mission, yeah. Are you feeling optimistic? Are you feeling optimistic? Yeah. I'm a lover on a mission. I'm a lover on a mission, yeah. Repping peace like Dalai Lama. Got the breath work pranayama. Take a deep breath, don't need that drama. Yeah, shout out repping Pachamama. We got the crew and we optimistic, that's how wish we do. We roll with the vibes, got the light and the tribe, we shine. Are you feeling optimistic? Sing your word. Are you feeling optimistic? We just lovers on a mission, yeah. We just lovers on a mission, yeah. Are you feeling optimistic? Yeah. Are you feeling optimistic? Yeah. We just lovers on a mission, yeah. We just lovers on a mission, yeah. Alright, this part goes. I let my heart sing. 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 Are you feeling optimistic? Are you feeling optimistic? We just lovers on a mission, yeah. We just lovers on a mission, yeah. Are you feeling optimistic? Are you feeling optimistic? Yeah. We lovers on a mission. Where we lovers on a mission. Are you feeling
That was like the best version of it.
We are feeling optimistic. And if you're feeling the call to come for a week retreat-style Mystic Manor immersion, remember to go now and book your time to speak with me directly about stepping into the Optimystic vortex at calendly.com/talk with Brandon while there are still spots left. Otherwise, I look forward to co-creating magic with you at the Mystic Manor.